One at a time, and we'll get the job done. Y'all know what to say. On three. 1, 2, 3.
And the home of the Jets.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday evening from a very snowy New Jersey where I'm tired of shoveling. I'm tired of looking at ice. I'm sore as hell. What's up, Afram? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Finished taking all that snow off the ground, little wind burn from outside. That is what it is.
It's a lot. How much you guys get up there? We had about probably 9 or 10 inches down here.
I had over a foot.
Damn. And it's the problem. The problem is too, it's like there's no chance to melt. It's gonna be like below freezing for like the next week, and we may get more snow this weekend. So it's like it's gonna
Wonderful.
just we're never gonna escape. The Armageddon is here. Like this is the end.
It's a snowfall. And there's a snowfall for the Jets as well.
Yes. So for those of you that are looking for a positive, upbeat stream, I have bad news for you because we're going to be talking this Jets coaching search, and I have a lot of angry takes on this. I already apologized to Afram before the stream because I'm completely annoyed. I'm disgusted, and I'm so tired of this organization, and we didn't even get the free agency yet. But Afram, before that, congratulations to Sam Darnold, dude, because I'm so happy to see him make it to the Super Bowl. Good kid, class act, persevered through a lot, been through a lot. I'll be actively rooting for him to win because I hate the Patriots, but it's good to see Sam just get his.
Yeah, he got over the hurdle. He didn't lose the game. He actually won. He played well. He brought them. Listen.
Yep.
14 and 3, 14 and 2 last two.
14 and 3 back-to-back years.
Yeah, you can't knock that.
And it's funny, like there's all the Jet fans are no. I'm happy for Sam, dude. Like he left here at the right time where the Jets were failing him, he was failing them. He had to move on. If anything, if I'm a Viking fan who banked on JJ McCarthy and watched Sam playing, I'm actually out of my mind. But dude, I'm openly rooting for Sam Darnold and have no problem doing it.
I hope he gets it.
Yep. Yeah. So now, with all the happiness out of our system,
happy. Let's be happy. Come on.
So the New York Jets are looking for coaches. Now, this entire process to me is a complete joke, but you go, the season ends, no firings for like 2 weeks, which we think is weird because you knew a lot of these guys were going to be gone. Charles London, everybody, you know there's going to be a lot of changes, guys on defense, because defense is gross. You're going to hire a new defensive coordinator, fire the guys right away so they can all move on. That doesn't happen, but whatever. That's fine. So now a couple weeks later, now we're getting down to the interviewing process, and the name on Google defense first is Wink Martindale. I guess they went after Jim O'Neill. Didn't work out for whatever reason. Here's my question, Afram. This is what I want to know. If you're the New York Jets and you're looking for a defensive coordinator and you know your head coach is on the hot seat, the candidates you have to give up a lot to come here. If they're already employed somewhere else, you're giving up your current job to take a risk to coach at Aaron Glenn because there's no foregone conclusion you're going to be here in 2 years. It's basically a 1-year trial. If you hit it, great, you'll be here for a while. If not, you're going to be fired. If that's the case, I want to get paid. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely.
You want me? I don't care if I'm a Jim O'Neill. I don't care if I'm Wink Martindale. I don't care who I am. You better pay me a lot of money to come here because if not, I'm not risking my reputation and banking on Aaron Glenn surviving this. You got to treat me well. Are the Jets even willing to do that? Is that why they're not getting top candidates here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure they value assistant coordinators, assistant coaches at a lower scale than anybody else. You know. Plus, he's paying about 12, 13 million for Glenn.
Yeah, but you can't be cheap. If the Jets,
you're not being cheap with the head coach. So now you got to make it up with the.
Yeah, but here's the deal, though. If once you decide to keep Aaron Glenn, which is already a mistake, we know that already.
Right.
If you're going to truly believe in him, you give him every resource possible to bring in whoever he wants. Like, listen, You have a blank check. Whoever you think is your best fit, an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, if you need more money, let's do it because we believe in you. We want to see what you can truly do. If you're not going to do that, then you should have fired him. Like either give him the resources or don't. Because if money is an issue for guys not coming here, that's a problem. Because this job is not lucrative. It's not attractive to anybody, dude.
Yeah. And you could see, so the Harbaugh, that was part of his
100%.
request. I want $10 million for my staff. And they said, fine.
Yep.
That's what you got to do. This is the norm now.
Yep, 100%.
You know, if you want to live back in the past, then you're gonna remain in the past, and you're never gonna win.
Yep. No, I completely agree. So now, with that being said, what is your criteria for the next defensive coordinator for New York Jets? Like, what are you looking for? We know the candidates, but what would make you happy?
I need a smart guy who can defend against the new offensive guys that, with new schemes, up-to-date guys, basically, not living in the past. And the game has changed tremendously. You need, passing a lot. There's different schemes, guys. Open. You need a defensive coordinator who can scheme against that. And right now, the only one that's left is Jim Leonard, and he was always a smart guy on the field. Yep. And everyone's talking him up. Wink, I think all Wink does is throw 11 guys to blitz, and that's what he knows. It's potluck.
Yep. No, I mean, this is, to me, it's like, it's Aaron Glenn's not, after a failed first season, it would be nice to have this young, innovative defensive coordinator to take a chance on, but it's hard to find that now he needs stability because he's got to rebuild a defense and have a successful defense this year or he's getting fired. So, listen, I would love a Jim Leonard. I would actually be shocked they got Jim Leonard because I think it's probably me, Martindale, whatever. But it's like this hire should have happened last year. The Jim Leonard hire should have happened last year. Or when you're building your staff with young, innovative guys. You went out and got Engstrand. You should did the opposite. Bring the veteran offensive coordinator to build your offense. Take a shot on defense because guess what? Aaron Glenn's got a defensive mind. Oh, look at that idea. But now they're doing it ass backwards once again. They're giving him a chance to rebuild his coaching staff for year 2, and now they have to go with the more conservative, I have to win now route, which sucks. And now you're looking at, okay, like Jim Leonard would be great, probably not going to happen. And you're at Martindale, which, listen, a lot of experience, hasn't been in the NFL in a couple of years. Can you relate to younger players? Who knows? But it's just like, at this point, dude, if you want that, fucking bring back Rex Ryan. Like, if you want the full circus, like, listen, if we're going to go down in flames, like the Greg Williams style, bring back Rex and have fun. Because either way, Aaron Glenn's going to get fired by week 6 next year. Do you want Martindale coaching the team or Rex Ryan? I'm not that Rex Ryan at this point. Like, I've given up to the point that far with the defensive coordinator search. If you're going to go old school retread, just go Rex. Because this is becoming a joke now.
Listen, what do you got? You got the Titans. You got the Chargers. Who else? San Fran are looking for defensive coordinators, right? I have not heard anything about Wink interviewing with.
He's been the only time he's being mentioned is by Connor Hughes. That's the only guy mentioning him, which means somebody's leaking it to him. So the word's getting out there to build up interest, build up support, and the opposite's happening, where fans are like, okay, we know what Wink Martindale is. He's going to blitz like crazy. He's going to be all tough, and it's going to grow old fast. He's going to get fired in a year. Cool.
Yeah, and end up arguing with Glenn at some point.
100%.
And they got 2 alphas, and someone's got to go.
Yeah. So
and knowing Woody, he's going to let Glenn know and let Wink run the team.
Yep. Yeah. So then you have the defensive side, which is fine. So you figure if they go with Wink, who's he going to bring in to bring it? Linebacker coach, defensive line coach, all this. Can he maximize the potential of Jermaine Johnson? Whatever. Fine. Now we get to the offense. Probably the most important part of this whole hiring process because the Jets currently have no offense and no quarterback on the roster, assuming Justin Fields is going to get cut, which he should. Okay. So now you're like, how are they going to do this? And we've all been saying, bring in some kind of senior offensive assistant to give Engstrand some help because right now we have no faith in the development of a quarterback, especially when your quarterback coach is getting fired. Okay. Now the new rumor is, and this one is just screams incompetence from the start. The Jets are going to retain Engstrand, take away his play calling duties, but keep him as the offensive coordinator. Say what? What? So now if you're Engstrand, you're getting demoted. I'd be like, just fire me, dude. But the Jets
Yeah.
probably don't want to fire him because, then it's like, well, Aaron Glenn fired both coordinators. So they're trying to avoid that story. They're keeping Engstrand around because he's probably a nice guy and taking away play calling from him to hire a Frank Reich or whatever else. Like, to me, that is so ass backwards. It's incompetence, dude.
And instead of hiring Reich as to help him, but in the meantime, use him as the quarterback coach to develop the quarterback, since he is a quarterback, and assist Engstrom in saying, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Why don't you look into this, because I could see your run game isn't as good as it can be, and just assist them and make approach Engstrom as a friend and not as an enemy, and work together, but not to already supersede him with a guy who basically has been out of football for what, 2 years?
He's been with Stanford for 2 years. I mean, now listen, I like Frank Reich's resume. It'd be nice if you hired him a few years ago. It'd be great. Or whatever, or you hired him last year. Maybe last year could be like, all right, maybe you can understand this a little bit. He can develop the offense, figure out the quarterback, whatever else. He's got a background in doing that. Right. To now take away Engstrand's play calling, it's just, what are we doing, dude? Like, he's got to be sitting like, okay, I'll go sit here and draw plays in the dirt and give him the Frank Reich to give him back to me.
It's Hackett and Downing all over again.
100%. Like, I'm at the point right now. Hire Adam Gase as offensive coordinator. Bring in Rex Ryan as defensive coordinator. Let's go down in flames and have fun. Like, what are we doing here? This is a full-blown circus at this point. It really is. Because they're coming off so incompetent now. Like, Aaron Glenn, he's so far in over his head. They're scrambling. And the remedy's going to bring in two guys in their 60s, like that haven't been in the NFL in 2 years, to save the day and try to find a way to get 7 or 8 wins this season and save everybody's job.
Yeah. And accept that. Accept the 7, 8 wins. If they're lucky, and call that a successful season.
And again, but I like Frank Reich. I actually like him. Like, I wish this was years ago, but the way they're handling this now, it's just, and it's almost like they're floating these stories out there to get reactions. They're like, yeah, great. But when you hear the roles and responsibilities of Engstrand changing, it's like, dude, what are we doing? Like, this is also predictable, man.
Here's what else you're doing. You're preventing younger guys to come here
100%,
because they know that any given time they'll try to bring someone. If they're not happy with exactly what you're doing, they're going to bring someone to oversee you and demote you.
Yep. Well, and to answer Mike's question, why are we upset about Engstrand being demoted? Why is he still here? Why don't you just fire him?
Exactly.
Like you're demoting your offensive coordinator. Listen, own your mistake. Aaron Glenn should say, listen, well, you did it. You fired both coordinators because guess what? You failed last year as a staff, and you should have been fired yourself. So the Jets, in their infinite wisdom, say, you know what? We're going to let you come back year 2. And basically, like, they're treating last year like a redshirt year for Aaron Glenn. Okay, hire this staff, go through a season and see if it worked for you. Okay, it didn't work. Here's year 2. Go fire everybody, bring back a whole nother staff and see if it works for you. And he's got no how did he earn the right to get that ability to do this? Like, what has Aaron Glenn done as a head coach to say, okay, I'm going to hire 2 coordinators in 2 years on both sides of the ball? That's fucking insane.
If you're going to give Glenn a second chance because he didn't have what he needed, the same thing could hold true with Engstrom. He didn't have a quarterback. He didn't have this and that. But you hold one guy, it's okay. We'll give you another year, but we'll demote this guy. Why don't you bring a guy who's a senior head coach to to mentor Glenn and put him on the field and say he's the senior head coach.
Well, that's what we should. Yeah. Now this is even a better idea. We should hire Rex Ryan to be the senior head coach over Aaron Glenn and take away Aaron Glenn's decision-making process. So he's basically he's like the figurehead for the press conference, and Rex can manage the team like in the back and like in the woods.
Hey, why not? Tried everything else. I hope they're listening. Hope Woody's listening. Hey, not a bad idea. Rex will do it. You don't even have to pay him too much, too. He's just happy to be back, given a chance.
And it's like you try, like the season's over. We're all pissed off. We want him fired. He's not. Like, all right, let's try to rally around some change here. And the way they're handling it, you're like, you can't ignore incompetence. You have to second guess everything because they look ridiculous. And the more the reports come out, you're like, well, we know what this year is going to be going into it. This year's going to be an unmitigated disaster. It's going to be a disaster. Yeah. There's no way they're going to get through this.
No, there's nothing has changed since the end of the season.
And you know what?
It's only getting worse. And just total incompetence, and it's just sad that we have to endure this as fans. And I hope nobody goes. Like I said, I've always said, I just feel sorry for those that had to spend the money for the PSLs. Otherwise, if they can get their money back, I guarantee you they would have just got their money back and say, here, keep your season
The
tickets.
New York Jets right now should be sending coupons to all the season ticket holders. $100 off for this game, $50 off for that game, free hot dogs for 6 months. Like, you've got to – you're not – this whole season plan is not going to encourage anybody.
As Bub says, here's for your chicken tenders.
$15 off chicken tenders. My God, dude. So this is V-Man. I actually agree with this. This all blows up next year. The only coach I want to replace him is Sean McDermott. He checks the boxes, rebuilt an inept organization, put together staff that developed Allen proven winner. I'd take Sean McDermott today, dude. I wouldn't even wait a year.
But you still have to have someone. You got to get rid of Jaime. Let him stay in the financials. You got to make Spielman president of football operations.
It's fine with me.
And he's the go-between between Woody and the team. I'm running this team. You stand back. I know this game better than you will ever know. But that's what. But he won't give up that power, Woody. That's the problem. No, he's a joke. He's a joke amongst other owners. It's clear.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so. If they weren't going to fire Glenn, did you want to keep all of his staff? No, of course not. The problem is if you're going to keep Glenn and he's firing both coordinators, that to me is a writing on the wall. But listen, man, you should have fired him as well because he made a huge mistake. This coach should not have the ability to have 2 staffs in 2 years. He shouldn't. He hasn't earned that right. He hasn't. But now you're doubling down on it, and now you're delaying. Like, this is going to be another year. Just going to be pain, losing, frustration. And the only thing is if you have a Frank Reich in the building, you hope if you draft a Ty Simpson or a Nussmeier or whatever else, he at least is an adult in the room that can actually help develop your quarterback. Other than that, you don't have a lot of hope.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask the question there. If you have a car that just doesn't start and it's crappy, do you put 4 new wheels and hubs on it?
That's an excellent analogy.
Okay. You get rid of the car. Simple as that. And get
Very
a new
simple.
car and hope and with better wheels and better transmission. That's what you got to do.
This is a great one. Explain to me how Frank Reich isn't the offensive version of Steve Wilkes. Both one and done before coming to the Jets, had at least 1 year away. To me, Frank Reich is just a Wilkes on offense. Well, I mean, Frank Reich also is an offensive coordinator that won a Super Bowl, developed quarterbacks. Listen, it's not perfect. There is no perfect answer here. But
more success.
Martindale's been in the league 2 years. Frank Reich's been with Stanford 2 years. I completely understand it. To me, it's like if you're going to have a young quarterback, at least having him here makes you feel a little bit better because the rest of the staff, is incompetent, including Aaron Glenn, who's never developed a quarterback in his life. But listen, if you don't like Frank Reich, I'm with you. I understand. But we're rock bottom right now. This is not a job everybody's like, I want to go coach the Jets and be an offensive coordinator while their offensive coordinator is still here in title, which is fucking.
And did Frank Reich know that his quarterback was going to retire on him?
Andrew Luck.
Yeah. So, and then start with a whole new guy, whatever. It's just, there's no light. We don't see any light.
No.
There's no tunnel. And it's just typical. You'd think you'd learn after all these years, and you're still doing the same things, even worse,
Yep. No, and what's up, David? How you doing, man? I placed a bet last offseason that the Jets would win under 5 games. I just might place that same bet again. I would.
Double down.
Do.
Leave that.
Man, it's just crazy right now. It's just
there's nothing that you could look at right now and say it's going to be any different than last year.
Nope. You just like Aaron Glenn just comes off like he's so far in over his head and they're scrambling. They're literally scrambling and nobody wants the job. Nobody wants to come here. And if this is the result with the coaching, can you imagine free agency, how it's going to go? Everybody has all these high expectations. The Jets have to beg, borrow, and steal to get guys to come here and grossly overpay and probably still won't get the guys they want.
No, you're not gonna get anyone that really wants to be a winner.
No.
Okay. A guy who wants to win is not coming here.
No,
and that's the sad part. That's it. So it's gonna be another, what's his name? Tremaine Johnson.
Good night. You guys need to shut up. Sleep well, Sherwin. Sleep well. Don't have me too wet dreams over there. You know what I mean? Just saying. What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh,
He's
hey,
got the hoodie back on.
Yeah.
What are you, cold?
It's freezing. Are you kidding me?
Oh, there's a thing. There's a thermostat in the house. Crank it up.
I mean, yeah, but no, I just have my head tied, so I just put the hood on.
Okay.
I gotta get my
How are
head
you,
tied.
John?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Do you want to coach the offense for us, but not be called the coordinator?
You could be the tight ends coach.
Hey, that's such a weird one for me, honestly. I'd say, I think if I'd say something that Engstrand did good, like I wouldn't be doing this move before anyone says I'm defending anything.
Man.
I would just leave him. But if I were to say something that he did well, it was scheming up things. But I did think he was a bad play caller in terms of his feel for the game and his timing on things. And, maybe that changes the season. But if it doesn't, we'd be stuck in the same situation where, we'd watch the games, you guys watching the games, and you sitting there saying, why don't we call a screen pass here? We're being blitzed to all hell. And then we call a screen pass, it works. And he's like, all right, I'm putting that away for the next 4 games. You're not going to see that again. It was like they scored a touchdown and someone was like, hey man, don't do that again. Yep. So there was a lot of things in terms of play calling that didn't make any sense. The run we graduated from the run pass to run punt. That was shocking to me.
I get a feeling that he wanted to just pass because I think he was good at the passing game, and he really didn't want to run. And I think he was being pushed to run, and he just doesn't know how to call run plays.
No, I wonder if Aaron Glenn kind of stepped in, like, listen, we got.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but that was, we were doing that from week 1 though.
Yeah, wow.
We came out with those awful runs.
Yep.
I mean, and it worked against the Steelers, right? But you can see the pattern, and you were feeling like maybe take a shot, and they did it one time week 1, and you really didn't do that at all most of the season. And there were some plays that he just kept going to. For example, that the pitch toss out of shotgun, we ran that play so many times. I think we got a positive out of it maybe like once, and we just kept running that pitch toss out of shotgun. We were, it was kind of, I think our play calling wasn't great, and maybe that's the Glenn influencing it. And part of it, we say he's a quarterback he doesn't trust, but at the same time, I've seen a lot of coaches call plays with backup quarterbacks and quarterbacks they don't trust, and they don't refuse to throw the ball. They don't.
Well, that's the thing though, dude. They grossly failed Justin Fields. As bad as Justin Fields was, they didn't put him in a position to succeed either. And everybody's like, oh, the Jets offensive line was good. Then why the offense suck so bad? Why couldn't they run the ball? Why couldn't they do a play action pass? Why couldn't they do screen passes? And the one game that I remember Greg Olson, the broadcaster, one game was picking it out. He's like, the Jets are amongst the league worst in screen passes and play action passes. He goes, and these are the plays that get your quarterback comfortable, get your offense flowing, and everything else. And like, they're the worst at it.
We don't call them. we did not call those plays. I remember I saw something in the offseason floating around about how when it came to Fields, like, Glenn was like, he can run, we can do this and use that. And then Engstrand kind of wanted to more Jared Goff him. And I guess Engstrand won somehow, which I don't, maybe Glenn said, we'll try it your way. And now he's saying, all right, no, back in the corner. I don't know. I like Frank Reich. I'm not anti it. I think obviously he wasn't the play caller when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, but we saw what happened to that offense after he left. It literally led to Peterson being fired. Yep. And he did well in Indy. He had solid offenses. They made the playoffs 2 times. He made the playoffs with a geriatric Phillip Rivers, didn't he?
So now listen, but I like Frank Reich too.
Yeah.
But does it make it sense to have him come here and call plays, and not be called the offensive coordinator?
No, I don't love that. Like I guess for now, I am going to reserve harsh judgment until the announcement comes out, and then there will be a call-in show at that time. Because I see it both ways. Like I guess I'm trying to put myself in Glenn's shoes, and on one hand, like looking at a lot of coaches, like I think there's a lot of guys who stick to their guns too much, and I think Saleh was guilty of that at times, where everyone loves LaFleur. I thought there were times where LaFleur got way too cute with things. Yeah. He the end around worked twice, and he was like, "Man, I'm doing that shit all the time." And he kept calling that Berrios end around. Like Berrios would be on the sideline, come into the first play, and everyone's like, "Oh well, an end around's coming," and everyone knew, but us, that the defense knew it was coming. But we never really pivoted from it. So obviously, we all expect more likely than not Glenn's going to be fired, right? So in an odd way, him doing something odd like this, I can kind of respect it a little bit if he's looking at Engstrand and saying, I got to try and make this work for my shot, and might be my only chance to ever be a head coach of a football team, and I love the Jets and blah, blah, blah. So if he feels like this is the move to make, try it. Obviously, if you fail, you're gone.
So here's the question. I understand what you're saying. Desperate times, desperate measures. So now every week during the season, I think it's on Thursdays, the offensive defensive coordinator meet the media. So how does Engstrand meet the media and discuss the play calling and everything else when he's not even calling it? You're like, well, Frank called these, and dude, it's just like, if you're Engstrand, how do you even want to stay here? Like, I'm getting literally demoted. It's like a cat taking away all the claws from the cat. Like, all right, go walk on the street and defend yourself.
You don't understand how progressive of a team we are. See, like we're thinking on different levels from other teams. You've heard of the CEO head coach. Have you heard of the CEO OC? Like, honestly, we're doing all that shit. Right? We're gonna have the CEO OC, and then when Jim Leonard doesn't want to come here and we have to hire a random DC, Glenn's gonna be the head coach calling the plays, and then we'll have a CEO DC as well. We're doing new shit. No one's doing it like us, honestly. Pass game coordinators calling plays, and not under a lame duck guy who hasn't been fired. I mean, he's coming into here and he's making the game plans. He's just not calling the plays. He just, I have an idea, Mr. Reich, sir. Man.
so then Tanner Engstrand buzzes into Frank Reich. But listen, I think we should call a run play here. Then Frank picks out the play, comes back to Tanner. Says, okay, here's the play you can call now.
No. Reich is going to call the plays in. Tanner is going to be asking him. It's like, when the head coach says to the OC, call this play. It's one of those. But now the OC is saying it to his boss, who's under him. We're thinking on different levels, right? We don't need a franchise quarterback to win, right? We just needed more layers of coaching complexity. It makes all sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're going to dazzle the league with stupidity.
Mm-hmm. I think After made the best point. I think is like, we need senior assistants for everybody. We need a senior assistant for Aaron Glenn. We'll get one for Engstrand. When you bring in Martin, you got to find somebody older than him, which is not going to be easy. That'll be one we got to do too. It's going to be coaches for coaches.
Nobody reinvents the wheel like this franchise. We saw the shape of the wheel. We said, we don't really like that circle. What if we made a square? How about we make the wheel into a square? Let's see how the cars run like that. So it's really just next level thinking when you really break it down.
Do you raise the prices?
Raise ticket prices.
The ticket prices go up. Yeah.
So do you like the idea of Martindale or no?
No. And I'll say this, I'm not too out on Wink as like a coach. I'm saying his defense fails. I think I wouldn't put Wink far off from the way I view as a defensive coach. I mean, it's something called crazy. As the way I view like Ulbrich, right? Where Jeff Ulbrich ran our defense year one, it was shit. And then they said we didn't have our players, and then they got the players that he wanted, and then it worked. And they run the same thing every time. And in the last year, when they lose JFM, so that you lose a lot of bite in that defensive line, and the system's not working, and we just keep running the same shit, and it wasn't good. And so I think Wink is a DC where if he has the people who fit his scheme, it'll be good, right? And there's a lot of coaches like that where you wish you have a coach who can actually transcend scheme. And I think that's one of the worst things in football these days, where you hear stuff from Glenn and them where you always say, we don't have players who fit our scheme. Your job is to be the head coach. You can have a scheme that you want to have. Until you have the personnel to fit your scheme, you need to make sure that that the things you're calling, it gives you the best chance to win with the players you have. And so many coaches around this league nowadays just say, well, I have a scheme, he doesn't fit, it's his fault.
Yep.
Fucking coach. Like that's your job. It's not our job to do that. It's not the player's job to figure that out. It's your job to coach the team.
Well, that's where Wilkes failed this year.
Right.
When it comes to Wink, no, I'm instant out. From the moment that they reported that he was taking the interview, I said our beat hasn't had shit. I'm gonna be one of those to say it. I might not be the first person to say it today. Our beat hasn't had shit. I know you've seen this. Our beat hasn't had shit all offseason.
Nope.
And instantly Wink takes an interview, and Connor Hughes is breaking news. Like, man, I was breaking news this whole time. No, you weren't. Stop it. And he tried to be coy in one of the things where they said, it's because Wink is texting him. He said, I've never had Wink's number. I've never talked to Wink. Yeah, you talked to his agent. We know what it is. We've seen, like, I've seen someone say, and I hope this is true. It probably isn't. We said, for all we know, Jim Leonard's on a flight to New Jersey to have an interview with us. Probably not, because considering the storm and everything, or we're on a flight over there. Who knows? But we didn't hear anything about any of the other interviews. This is the first candidate we're hearing about, and it's not a coincidence. It's someone who has ties to people already who worked for cover the Giants and are in this area.
100%.
When Link got fired, it was like the same shit that happened when Saul and Joe Douglas got fired. You got 10-page athletic articles being written about the dysfunction in the organization and everything is Dable's fault and this, that. No, I don't want Wink Martindale. I'm sorry. No, thank you. I would rather Glenn call plays on defense and hire some random to just,
well, that's what he should do.
Than to hire Wink.
Like you assess the candidates, say, listen, okay, we didn't get this guy, we didn't get this guy. Okay, listen, you hire your young upstart guy, whoever it is. If you want to keep Chris Harris, fine. Aaron Glenn's calling the plays. Take away all the excuses and all the scapegoats. How about the head coach actually own something? Like, instead of hiring more guys. And I'm with you, dude. Like the Martindale thing to me, it's like I just know how this is all gonna work out. To me, it is what it is at this point.
I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. It's Leonard,
I didn't know what, to be fair, if the Jets got Jim Leonard, I'd actually give Aaron Glenn a shitload of credit for launching, because then it's like, all right, that's a guy that's buying into your system, believes here, former Jet, fans love him. Okay, that makes you feel a little bit better about things. Do that in Frank Reich. I'll fuck, you know what? I can drink through this one. I can have a couple cocktails and understand this one.
And I'll say this, right? Oh, sorry, go after him.
No, I was going to say, you also got to thank Muji, because I'm sure he's going to be more involved with that.
Yeah,
I'm sure he has ties with Leonard.
100%.
I was about more than HE. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. I was agreeing.
Take it from you.
You saying that actually helped me, because I was going that direction. I was going to say, if we can't get Leonard and it comes out that we actually really wanted him, I'd be disappointed because of all the ties that we have to Leonard. Him being a successful Jet, going to 2 AC championships with us, him being Glenn being an assistant DB coach with Leonard in that same room. So that's a lot of interaction.
But then show the money.
You have the Sean Payton tree. You have the coaches who've come over from Denver. You have Muji. There's so many connections that unless Joseph takes a job, obviously it makes sense to stay in Denver. Unless something like that happens, it would suck to me if we came out that we really wanted him and he just didn't want us. Because then
the thing is, the selling point is money. Show him money. Pay him. If you got to pay guys to come here, free agency, coaching, all of it, show them the money then. Who cares? That's where you're at right now.
Show him the money, then show free agents on defense the money. That's what you need to do.
It's crazy right now.
I think
it's crazy.
If you want to talk about really reinventing the wheels, right?
Triangles.
Think about it, right? Woody calls up Sean McDermott. He puts out a statement. Glenn is still going to be the head coach. We're just thinking about adjusting his role, and McDermott comes in as like an under head coach.
That's it.
I love this. We need coaches for coaches now, and the more coaches we add, we may get 6 wins this year.
Glenn's the head coach. McDermott holds the challenge flag in his pocket, though. We're just completely flipping everything over.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No. So right now, I think the best course for me is to wait. I think it's bad that he fucked up, right? Yep. But he came out and he said, "This is my fault. I take blame." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not seeing shit from that." And then he's making big changes. So he clearly thinks something was, because a lot of people, it's easy to say, "Oh, it's my fault. I take the blame. I'm responsible." It's not easy to make a bunch of changes. There's some people that you really like, some people you're close with, or you brought them along with you, and then a year later you're telling them, "I'm sorry, I don't think you're good enough," and you should have maybe done better in the first place. I'm not disputing that.
This comment is fucking hysterical. This constant negativity is exactly what holds Jets fans back. Yeah, the constant negativity of 15 years no playoffs and 10 years no winning season. That constant negativity is holding us back. Listen, we want results overnight. We want to see a competent team last year, not the whole team regress. Your head out your ass, dude.
I'm reserving judgment for this. I'm telling you, you can tell. We'll be able to tell. I'll say this now in January. We'll be able to easily tell based off of the beginning of free agency and go. Forget even just the draft, right? Off the beginning of free agency and the way it goes, we'll be able to tell whether or not we think that this regime has a chance of making it.
Dude, the quarterback decision. Hold on, the decision at quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback is obviously a big thing, but I think there's a world where if you can actually build a team, you can have that question mark still, or like you have a plug and play, and then you're looking at everything around and you're saying this team can go somewhere. We just need to fix that. And obviously that's the big question. But like there's because what happened with the past Jets, right? Where a lot of people, bringing up Saleh and Joe Douglas, and I've been seeing a lot of Saleh Joe Douglas stuff, which has been driving me crazy because of this. The retelling of their tenures is everything is Woody's fault. And, Woody made them draft Zach Wilson, and that's fine. Woody did not make them draft Mekhi Becton, or now maybe that was before Saleh. Woody didn't make him draft Becton
over Tristan Wirfs.
McDonald, and Will's not a bad player, but there's other guys. We needed a wide receiver. JSN was a thing. He didn't make them think they were in draft day, talking about Malachi Corley no matter what, and 2 weeks into the offseason, into training camp, they were like, man, this guy fucking sucks. How does that happen? Because it wasn't even like, man, Corley got a chance. By preseason, he was already just never even got a chance. So I'll say when we talk about that team, right? And then people say the Zach Wilson pick synced them. No, it didn't. It was all those other mistakes that sunk them. Because if Zach Wilson busts, but you've built a good team around, you can still be where you need to be. Look at the 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers picked one pick after us, and they picked a bust who was just as big of a bust as Wilson was. And they were in the Super Bowl a few years ago, right? They never fell off because they picked right in the other positions they need to. They picked the right defensive players. They picked the right offensive players around. They signed good free agents. They made the proper decisions. So I get it. Quarterback's big. If you can't build a team, you don't deserve to be having the quarterback failed me discussion.
Well, see now, we're going to modify the plan. Rex Ryan, defensive coordinator. Adam Gase, offensive coordinator.
No Gase. No,
I won't go full. No, then you got Sean McDermott, senior advisor to Aaron Glenn, and we bring back Geno Smith. Let's go full chaos here.
I seen people talking about bringing back Geno. What do you think of that?
Why not? Who cares?
I don't
throw the ball around.
I think Geno got. I don't think Geno was good this year. I think he got scapegoated for a lot of issues.
Well, Chip Kelly was terrible.
Chip Kelly was, and you know what's crazy?
Carroll.
Chip Kelly wasn't even the worst coach on that team. Pete Carroll's son on that offensive line. Oh my! I've seen I've seen some accounts where their whole thing is just breaking down Raiders' offensive line play. It is I think it is 10 times worse than the worst Greg Van Roten cut-ups you could find when he was on the Jets. The Raiders' offensive line play was so bad. And then you have the story of Chip Kelly calling in plays to Geno that they didn't even have in their playbook.
In practice, yep.
How is that possible?
I'm waiting for the takes that say, let's give Stafford the bag so he can come out of retirement and we can take him.
Bring back
that's going to happen.
You're talking about the reclamation quarterbacks. What do you think of Mr. Crackhead turnover himself, Will Levis, the Mayo Man?
Man, he's a turnover machine, dude.
He's insane.
But that's where we're at. That's what we're talking about. That's it's just...
What do you feel about Mariota? All kidding aside.
I would take Mariota. I think he brings a solid vet floor. I wouldn't expect much from him. I think
he got better under Kingsbury.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did solid.
No, I did. I think he was solid. He made some good plays. He's more mature.
He wouldn't be an exciting option.
No,
thank you.
But if he can move the ball, he can move the ball.
I'm still a Mike White hater, and I'll stand on that.
Move the ball compared to what we saw this year is not much. From getting 80 passing yards is a step up.
Jared Stidham moved the ball better than what we had this year.
At this point, the names that are being tossed around, I saw Jimmy G, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm at this point, nothing would even faze me because I don't even care. He's on the. Was he on the Rams? He's on the Rams right now.
On the Rams?
Isn't Garoppolo on the Rams?
Let's take a look.
I have no clue. No, man. I would do veteran quarterback, and
now the thing is I would love Jameis, but he's under contract with the Giants. To me, Geno could be a Jameis. Just drop back. We have a good offensive line. Drop back and throw the ball around. Throw interceptions. Don't care. The touchdowns at least would be fun. And that's where I'm at.
Jameis is one of the things where, if you think about it, it's how different is the perception of the current Jets if we had signed Jameis to the field? Because you know it's obviously, even if you have the same ass season, you signed Jameis to be just a bridge 1 year thing
and fun.
They signed Fields obviously to be a bridge, but also with the hope of, if he's good, this could be something. And they made him look the worst that partially he did that, but he looked the worst he's ever been. If I would take Levis over Howell, I think Levis was bad. I think he had bad turnovers, but remember he was tearing us apart last year until he decided to do that.
Look at where we're at right now. Just look at the quarterbacks we're discussing now for our entire season. Mariota, Sam Howell, and freaking Will Levis.
Our only hope is next year.
There's no hope, dude. Our hope is the fast forward button.
See, here's the genius of it, right?
Our only hope is a players strike. That's the only hope we have.
We have to hope, right? A team, like say the Raiders get the first pick, right? Raiders draft Mendoza. They get the first pick. We sit there and act like, we're interested in quarterback, but we're fine drafting where we are. Everyone enters the draft, Arch enters the draft, everyone enters the draft, and then we trade up. We keep no rumors. So, because if they hear the Jets want to trade up, everyone's going to run away from the draft. We have to say nothing, and then as soon as they leave, 3 first rounders, we're first. Arch is coming here. Think about it.
Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Eli to the Chargers. Eli admitted he was just bluffing. He said if the Chargers actually drafted him and told him to show up, he was going to show up. But I guess they bitched out. The Jets we're too smart for that. We have 2 OCs. You think we're going to get fooled by the Mannings? No way. Gase was the last time that family gets anything on us.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you have a great night.
What's up, man?
What's up, Tyson? What's up, Ephraim? How are you guys?
I'm fine. How you doing?
We're bringing football to another level tonight. We're playing chess, not checkers.
Pretty incredible that Aaron Glenn is getting the chance to replace 30% of his staff after year 1. I saw a clip of Robert Kraft talking about how painful it was to fire Jerron Mayo.
Yeah,
because he had 25 assistants with them and he had to pay out all of their contracts. Yeah. And, number one, I'm like, it's so dense for these owners that are making, profit hand over fist to complain about something like that, particularly with like a team like the Patriots that have had, they had one head coach for 20 years or whatever it was. But for Woody, like, you have to think that, man, cycling through these coaches, it does get expensive, number one. But like at some point, doesn't it become cheaper just to fire Aaron Glenn? If you're going to have to go through, fire 30% of his staff and then rehire all these guys, they're all going to sign 3-year contracts or whatever it is. But like Frank Reich, Wink Martin, I mean, these guys are like the most uninspiring names. Like it feels like, number one, like if this is what it feels like. Aaron Glenn went on vacation to Cancun for about a week. He's digging through his 1996 1-15 season yearbook, and he goes, "Who's the starting quarterback of that? I want that guy to be my OC." And then you bring him into town. It's just like, oh my god, man, this is painful.
You can't make it up, dude. You really can't. Like it's like the names, like Martin. Like I think the Jets are banking. Oh, Martindale's a name the fans are going to be excited about it. He's a name that we wanted to hire 3 or 4 years ago, not now. Frank Reich played for us, like for the older fans remember him, and he's like, the Philadelphia Eagles, offensive coordinator, Super Bowl. This is all great, but that wasn't last year. But I actually like Reich in a role that he can help develop a quarterback, not like this whole thing they try to do at Angstrom. It's just like ass backwards to me.
Well, the main qualification for the job is, will you take it? That's that's the qualification.
No, at this price,
at a bargain basement price, at a discount.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Reich move to me signals that they're probably taking a quarterback at 16 or 33. That's my guess. I mean, there's not like, it's basically Ty Simpson. Like that's the only guy I can think of that's going to be in that range. I don't
want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I like Simpson more than others on here. So I wouldn't hate it, but they're going to do what they do to any quarterback that comes through here. And they're going to churn him through the meat grinder, and 7 years from now, he'll be playing in the Super Bowl. I mean, the Sam stuff, like I couldn't be happier for him. I can't find one Jet fan who's mad.
Everybody's happy for him.
But man, what they did to that poor kid, man, they just.
But the thing is, going back to Ty Simpson, for me at this point in the draft, I want like the first 2 rounds is all like offense, defense, non-quarterback. If you want to take a Nussmeier later on or something like that, like a project 3rd, 4th round, I'll take a flyer there, but like I'm trying to find like playmakers and like guy like that for the next head coach. Like let's get building blocks for the next head coach in the first 2 rounds, and then worry about quarterback.
That's the part that I can't really understand is like why Glenn would even, unless he's being directed from Woody, like go draft a quarterback. why he would even do it, because like he's got to win 7-8 games next year, or else he's leaving it for the next regime. Yeah, I mean, like Nussmeier, I actually think he's gonna probably. I mean, I think right now he's pegged third, fourth round, something like that. His this past season was not good. I know he was dealing with some kind of some injury.
His oblique was very bad. He injured his oblique for that whole season. He was off.
I imagine he's probably going to shoot up boards and be a top 50 pick, is my guess, particularly with just a really bad quarterback class. But man, there's not much. I wonder if they're going to be sniffing around Spencer Rattler too on the Saints.
That was something that Ian mentioned. Now, the question I have for you is, there was an interesting point you just made. You're like, why would Glenn want to draft a quarterback? He should be getting playmakers unless he has some kind of stability. Well, the thing is, who has the say with personnel? Is it Muji or Glenn? Because Muji should be working with some kind of like a long-term future. Like, listen, I'm trying to build this team out not just for this year, for the next 3 or 4 years, where Glenn's got to be desperate. That's kind of like a double-edged sword too, right? Because Glenn got Muji hired, but me as a general manager, like, you got to do what's best for the long and short term, not just win now mode.
Whatever Adam Gase did to Mike McCagnon, Darren Muji needs to do to Aaron Glenn. Like, he's got to take a page out of that book. Where, I'm still like, I was one of these guys who was like, I still think there's a chance Aaron Glenn gets fired. Like, Woody is so irrational and so impulsive that, like, I still am not sold on the fact that, like, he's going to coach our team this year. I've kind of resigned to it, but yeah, I mean, Muji, I think, like, I don't necessarily have a problem with him all that much. Like, the draft class, like, sure, it had a couple misses, but like, he found some decent talent on the margins and stuff. I was looking through the 53 and I'm like, there might be like 8 players on this roster that I'm like comfortable bringing back in the next season. It's just going to be another bad year, man.
No, but the thing is too, it's like, who has final say on personnel? Like, on draft night, if they're down to Ty Simpson or Mekhi Lemon or whoever, like, a wide receiver and Ty Simpson, like, who says this is the guy? Is it Muji or Glenn? If it's Glenn, we're screwed.
I dug up these articles a few months ago, and my understanding is that Muji has final say on the 53 and in the draft. And
he does, right?
That's my understanding, and I'll have to go through and dig that up. Maybe I can send it to you in the chat later. But my understanding is Muji has final say. I've been hearing a lot of like revisionist history. Aaron Glenn hired Muji. Muji reports to Aaron Glenn. None of that is true. Aaron Glenn may have had a say in I know he was in the interview, but I don't think Aaron Glenn had any say in hiring him. I don't buy that. Like, Woody Johnson has always had the head coach reporting to him, the GM reporting to him. Almost never has he had a true hierarchical
Well, that changed with
structure.
Saleh and Douglas, didn't it?
It
The
did.
1 year.
For 1 year. For 1 year.
I think the perception was because they hired Aaron Glenn first, that Muji came in because Aaron Glenn wanted him. That was the perception.
Which they had. I mean, that I never understood that argument. They had no overlap, no connection. They were not connected in any meaningful way. So I don't. And the funny thing is that Aaron Glenn gets all the credit for Banjo on the special teams being hired. He worked for Muji. Like, there was no overlap there. It wasn't like Aaron Glenn knew him, unless you want to say like Sean Payton made the recommendation. But why is Sean Payton sending his quality coaches over to New York? Like, that makes no sense. It was that Muji knew him from his time in Denver and brought him over through some kind of promotion. Honestly, the biggest mistake this franchise ever made was never giving Mike Westhoff a shot at the head coaching job.
Yep.
With Banjo, I'm like, just fire. I don't care. Just fire Glenn. Give him.
Banjo, I'm fine with it.
I don't even care at this point. Like, you could have my father coaching the Jets. Fine, I'll take it.
I don't care anymore. I've given up. I'm just so like every day it's like nothing. Like, you're becoming numb to all of it now. Like, where it's so ridiculous. Like, yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Like, whatever.
That's why, like, I was posing this question to some fans a couple days ago, and I said, like, would you rather be 0-17 next year, or like 6-11, 7 and whatever it is, 7-10? And like, I'd rather just go 0-17. Number one, like, losing is like comfortable for me at this point. Like, I don't even. I was trying to remember. Like, dude, the last time the Jets were in the playoffs, I was a young man. I was 25 years old. I've had about 5 jobs since then. I've had a kid. I've got married. I mean, I'm like, I went through my entire 30s without Like there was one winning season with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who I hated.
Yeah, me too. I hated him too.
You couldn't even get excited about that team. Once you finally did get excited, it was like they broke your heart in Buffalo. Like
you might fall into shock if they have a winning season. Then
I don't even like. At this point, I'm just like 7 wins secures a year 3 for Glenn, and I'm just like I'd rather just
17 gets Glenn fired and gets the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah, and destroy Arch Manning's life. Like a little payback for your uncle
for the phone call. Yeah,
school.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Terrible, guys.
Have a good night.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
We're all just cynical, man. Like it's more like I was mad when this first started, but then you just gotta start laughing at shit because it's so ridiculous. So now, do you want? We got to bring on him. What's up, man?
There he is. Hey,
Linus wanted to say hello.
Linus, haven't seen Linus in a while.
Like,
it's a cute dog.
It's like he's ready for bed.
No, I didn't go outside for a walk. But yes, how was your New Year and how was your holidays?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
It was good. I didn't get much. I got a Jalen Brunson jersey and a cookbook.
Nice. Can't go wrong with the Jalen Brunson jersey.
What a cookbook.
And also,
what kind of cookbook was it?
My sister's friend got it for me because Diaspora Rican it's called.
What's it called?
Diaspora Rican. It's basically like Puerto Rican. Yeah, of course, because she knows me so well.
I had to ask. Afro put his head down the minute I asked. He knew. You knew. You knew. You can ask a question if you want.
No, I'm good.
No, so let's just talk about this because you know what? I haven't really been paying attention to the Jets because it's just been so depressed. I take it out because look, it's rough being a Jets fan right now. It has been miserable. My entire fandom. I am still waiting for it. I am still waiting for the day I get to open this.
What is this now? Do not drink unless Jets make the playoffs. He just made that shit tonight. What is it?
No. I brought this.
Looks like you drank 90% of it already. What are you talking about?
No. Let me explain. No, this was from a party that my uncle had come over for a party. I don't drink. I'm not a general tequila drinker.
I can't do
my
this
uncle bought this. This is like an $80. This is an $80 bottle of tequila.
It was an $80 bottle of tequila.
It's about $8 now.
Yeah, no, but like I said, my uncle left this here, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to drink this last shot of it until the Jets make the playoff.
How about I save you some time? When they get a win, finish it up because that's the best you're going to get.
All right, you know what? Like I said, I'm just, and you saw when I mentioned it. The last time the Jets were in the playoffs, Blockbuster was still operating as a business. I mean, that's how long it's been.
It might come back.
It's just this.
No, but it is just frustrating. And you know what? I have no hope with this regime, with this staff. Whatever they do, it just seems like at this point it's just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic.
So, you don't like Wink Martindale or Frank Reich?
I'm not like Wink. No, I think he's past his pro. I think he's past his sell-by date as a coordinator. It happens to everybody. Eventually the game. If you don't evolve, the game will eventually move by you. I'm surprised you guys haven't asked me what the set list is going to be.
Are you looking forward to Bad Bunny? I don't know his music that well, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, no. I'm hoping that it's probably gonna be a lot of his recent album, which is, which was a love letter to Puerto Rico and also just nostalgia for his past. If you don't know what the actual thing translates in English, DBTMF is an acronym for I should have taken more photos. Reflecting on his past growing up.
Surprisingly, Afram's a very big fan of his. I didn't know that. He told me that before.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like he said, I should have spent more time with these people, with
of course,
the friends and family that are gone. That's a whole.
I was more Playboy Bunny fan.
Yep. Yeah, no, but so going back to the Jets thing, like the way I feel, and you obviously know who I want to replace Glenn with.
Sean McDermott.
Yeah, and
I agree with you.
Because this is what the Jets need. the Jets need their next Bill Parcells. And I'm not trying to say McDermott is Parcells. What they need is that program builder, the guy who can go into an organization that is moronically inept, make it respectable. And he is the guy, because he did that with Buffalo. I mean, remember, before Josh Allen, for all this, they were as much of stumbling, bumbling idiots as we were. I mean, they were picking at our scraps with Rex Ryan, just to give you context.
You're right.
And then he comes in their first year, they make it, they end that playoff round, they make it in. And then they drafted Josh Allen, and we all remember the 2018 draft. He was the rawest of all the quarterbacks. I mean, in college, he was 57. His completion percentage was what, at best in the high 50s?
Yep.
Like 55, 56?
They're calling him a running back.
Yeah, and then he comes in, and his staff, the staff he put together, took that raw, unrefined quarterback and turned him into literally one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the game. So he can identify coaching talent. And then the other thing is he's quick to pull the gun if a guy's not working. I mean, he was quick to show Ken Dorsey the boot when he just made Josh Allen a turnover machine.
Yeah. No, they've won for a long time. I like Sean McDermott a lot, dude.
And this is the other thing I love. After 2019, he did not go one and done in the playoffs ever again. And that is something you cannot take for granted. You're actually like this may be your best call. You actually researched all this stuff. And then the other thing is, it's clear to me. I think I read that he's taking the year off, and what better place for him to go? Because if I remember correctly, I heard the thing was Brandon Beane scapegoated him, was trying to
it's pretty clear.
Stab the dagger in the back.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if he's got some animosity, if he's got some beef. What better place to go than the Jets?
Afram's got beef.
No, what I'm saying, what I'm saying is like if they wronged you, what better place to make them?
Oh, that's 100%. Face the Bills twice a year. I'm down. Like you get revenge in the AFC East. I'm down with it.
Yeah, and the Jets are going to have the capital to rebuild this organization. So it's not like you're going into. It's not like if you come in here next year, it's going to be as horrible of a situation.
I agree.
But will he work on the cheap?
No.
That is the question. I do think Woody. I think Woody's going to have to make a move. Like if you want, because look what the Giants did with Harbaugh. They brought in a respected, like I said, a big name guy, and the last thing you want to be is do you really want them to overshine you like they've always have ever since you've taken over? Or do you want to finally get into that spotlight, finally get some notoriety, finally get some respect?
I'm impressed by this call, Afram.
Yeah,
that is like if you want to get some respect in New York, the Big Apple, you gotta get a name, and that is the guy you have to get.
And how much are you paying him?
$20 million a year.
The same as Harbaugh.
Why? Who gives a shit? It's Woody's money, not mine. Do what it takes to get a big name coach.
Hey, it's easy for us to say.
I agree. You got to swing big to win big.
Look at this guy. V-Man's a whole new man in 2026.
I see where that bottle of liquor you had is right now in that glass.
No, this is a different one. This is like some cheap rum that I bought. I left it in a barrel to age.
What?
It's a knockoff.
What do you got? Distillery in your room over there?
No. My sister's friend got me this. This is a those like small barrels for aging spirits.
Yeah.
So I bought the knockoff Havana Club because you can't get the real shit you can't get the real stuff in the States because the embargo and everything.
So the question I have is. Has Jake seen your bottle? The bottle, don't drink until the Jets make the playoffs?
I'm positive he's seen it. Like I said, I've brought it on here before. I've probably brought it on there.
Okay, I'm just wondering. This is your best call, dude. You brought like a very good case for Sean McDermott. I'm actually really impressed.
Well, thanks. Well, like I said, when I saw him fired, I just knew like this is going to be a move the Bills are going to regret.
Yep, I agree.
And I hope and I pray that it is a move that will be remembered as one of the greatest days in Jets history.
There you go. Well, V-Man, good seeing you. Go walk your dog. I think your dog's getting ready to pee the carpet. So
yeah, no, it's about his bathroom time anyway. So peace and
have a good night.
Let's hope we get to enjoy a Super Bowl where the Patriots eat crow.
I'm with that 100%. Have a good night, man. That was his best one. That's his best call in a long time.
He was sober.
2026 is V-Man's best year so far. He's going to surprise us all.
3 freaking drops in that thing, and he's talking about waiting to open that.
But
that thing's going to dry up before he even opens it up.
And then this is the fact that Bills press conference from there.
Yeah, that was a joke.
That was they matched Woody Johnson in terms of just incompetence and just poor handling. That was gross, dude. Made McDermott look terrible. Like, poor Keon Coleman put him out there too.
Is it McDermott's fault because your quarterback fumbled the ball out of nowhere?
And the way he said it, he's like, I watched the Denver game and I just couldn't tolerate it. Like, so you're gonna ignore all the winning, all the playoffs, all the things that went into the game of actually losing the game. It's just like that. The owner came off so bad, and then you promote Brandon Beane. We look at all the roster deficiencies, and they're all because of him. And you promote him, let him hire somebody else. It's just wild, dude.
Shame.
Stupid. I'll take it. I embrace it, but I would take Sean McDermott in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice about that.
You never know.
All right. A very interesting show continues. And of course, we have to wrap up our show with a guy that's going to the Super Bowl. So I don't want to deal with Jose shit tonight, but we will. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Frozen.
Yeah, it's definitely frozen. This weather's been
brutal, man.
For a minute. Yeah. Although the snow, people are complaining, but they were saying it was going to be 2 feet of snow, blah, blah, blah. We haven't had much in recent years, but man, I remember snowstorms that were like almost 30 inches. So we've
been lucky the last few years, though.
Yeah,
we
haven't had anything. Now this kind of is a regular snowstorm, but which is still better than the Jets. Let me tell you something. It's just watching this. Okay, they fired the coaches. We were hoping they were going to do that. We expected them to do it because they had such a lousy season.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it at the end of January, which makes absolutely no freaking sense.
Yep.
Because they were waiting to see who they want to hire, and they want to keep people around in case they wanted them. Coaches hire their own people. When you hire a coordinator, you hire your own people. And I am really, really convinced. There's been nothing coming out, and it may never, that Glenn wanted to keep him, and Woody basically told him get rid of him.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because honestly,
that's how I feel. Yeah.
Why keep him around? It made no sense. You got to plan. You're planning the offseason. You got to find other coaches. Why keep them around?
Especially when your season was over, week friggin' 11. Well, the season spiraled out of control. You knew you had to fire people the day after. Do it. We all expected it. Like if newsflash came out, that Monday, Black Monday, whatever it's called, they fired Charles London. Okay, smart. Yeah. The longer it lasts, you're like, man, this is really strange.
What makes you a good CEO is that you can fire guys even though you have a close relationship to them. You can fire the guys. Sorry, goodbye. I'm sorry.
You're a manager, anybody that's ever managed anybody, you can be friends with somebody, but if they're not performing,
exactly, got to get rid of them.
You can't. But I mean, and then the way this whole thing with Angstrom is bizarre, and it's bizarre at multiple levels.
Yep.
Because it's not so much I can understand them saying, well, we want to get like somebody in there as a senior assistant to help him over the hurdle. He's a young OC, still learning. The poor kid the guy didn't have a chance because he had shitty quarterbacks. That kind of makes sense to me. But the way it was announced, now again, I don't know how this really came out. I don't know, somebody leaked it, which has been, we've been radio silent the whole year. We haven't been having this kind of stuff.
It's probably Angstrom, dude. If you're getting demoted and you're taking away your play calling, like this is ridiculous. Like,
yeah, but why? The other thing is why? Well, I don't know. Maybe I know he's got a job, but you know what? Angstrom's still under contract.
But if you're him,
I'll try to hook on with somebody else.
Yeah, but I agree. We were talking this before, Afram. But it's like if you're Angstrom, would you rather be demoted or fired?
I think I'd rather be fired. I mean, honestly, in that kind of situation, it's humiliating. I feel for him. I really feel for him. It's not that I think Angstrom, he might have the potential to be a good OC. I don't think he's horrible, but he was in a terrible position, didn't have quarterbacks. But the other thing with Angstrom was it was obvious that he cannot adopt his scheme. Yep. The fact that Fields, he's not a great quarterback. I would never sit there and say Fields is going to be, the next Lamar Jackson, or he's going to be as great. He's not, but he's not this bad.
Nope.
And he was totally thrown off because they had him being a pocket passer. And it was obvious in training camp that he wasn't handling it well. It was pretty obvious that, all his reports coming out, they were right. He's not a pocket passer. And Angstrom couldn't adjust it. Now, did Glenn decide to do this because he wants a running quarterback in or a dual threat quarterback, and he knows Angstrom can't handle it? I don't know. There's a lot of I don't notice it.
None of it makes sense.
But all I know is they humiliate, and it just looks bad. It looks really, really bad. It looks amateurish.
It doesn't have, but see, and I'm like the cynical person now because I'm already at this broken level with the Jets. To me, it screams the Jets are scared to have the story out. Aaron Glenn fired both coordinators. That's what it says to me. Like they're gonna keep Angstrom around, but it's like to take away his play calling and still call him a coordinator is some amateur hour stuff, dude.
Well, that's what they did. I mean, basically, that's what they did to Hackett.
Exactly.
They took it away from him and they gave it to Downey. I mean, you can argue, right? There's OCs in this league that don't play call. LaFleur in LA is not play calling. Whoever the hell's under Andy Reid is not play calling. So you have these offensive coaches who are not CEOs who are calling the plays. Peyton's calling his plays.
Yep.
The OC's not doing it. I don't even know who the OC in Denver is. Peyton's calling those plays. So if that's the case, you already have that, but this is a little different. This is like saying, okay, we're demoting you. You're not calling the plays anymore. We're bringing somebody else in.
And it's the off. It's not in season. It's in the off season after a year of all these failed experiments.
And it could have been handled a lot better. I mean, I understand him I can see keeping the OC title because as other people have pointed out, under league rules, you'd have to go through a whole interview process because of the Rooney rules and other things. You'd have to go through it, even though you're playing to hire him.
They've had fucking 3 weeks.
Oh, I know. I'm not defending him, Tyson.
This is the whole thing. It's like this is what pisses me off, dude. They've sucked the entire year. By week 12, we knew you could make a lot of changes. That Monday, you start interviewing all these people. So, we have to do the Rooney rule. This, well, no, fuck that. You should have already done all this stuff and get your staff in place. It comes off so like they're so incompetent, like they don't know what they're doing.
And now it's a desperation. Now what you're in is a desperation thing because basically they're trying to put together a staff, trying to find people who come here.
A job that nobody wants.
Basically, at this point, yeah. I mean, and people say, well, why? It's the Jets fans' fault. Glenn being on the hot seat, he shouldn't be. It's the fans' fault. No, it's not. No, it's obvious. Even Woody, as stupid as he is, and everything else, the guy's a moron.
He is.
And even as oblivious as he is, he understands that if we have another losing season, that he keeps Glenn. He may not have ticket sales now. He won't have anything. And he knows it. So nobody's going to keep him. And in this league, it's especially now. Come on. You got the Giants have made a splash with Harbaugh.
Yep.
Woody, that's burning his ass, right?
Yep, I agree.
You've got New England in the Super Bowl after last year going 4-13, and now all of a sudden they're in the Super Bowl. And you can make all these excuses. You can say, "Wow, they had a lot of cap, and they had draft picks and stuff." Well, guess what? So did the Jets. Yep. Well, they had a quarterback. Okay, in that case, you can make an argument about that they already had a quarterback on hand, although not that May was that great last year. So you've got all these things, but Vrabel took a team that most people consider not that good. They keep saying, "Oh, they had an easy schedule." They make all these things. You know what? They made it into the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Whatever their schedule was, they did it, and they were not a Super Bowl team last year. They were 4-13.
Well, they spent a shitload of money for agency too.
They did. They definitely did. But you know what? The Jets can do the same thing.
Yeah, especially this year, they can.
And they also coached it up. And Vrabel brought in McDaniels. He's got the best OC in the league. Somebody who can tailor a game plan to any kind of quarterback. I saw him do it the year when Brady was out with the inflate gate.
With Matt Castle.
He did it with Matt Castle. The guy went 11-5, and Matt Castle was not a great quarterback.
Maybe we can get him out from. We want Matt Castle to be quarterback. We can make him.
Right now. He's probably about 80 years old.
But they did something that we never do. They brought in an established head coach who's done it before. Not first timers. That's all he gets is first timers.
Yeah, and again. That was the thing on Glenn. The big thing with Glenn is what concerned me. you look at these coaches and you sit there and say, wait a minute, who are these guys, right? Leaving out Wilkes. Wilkes is another conversation in itself. He wasn't exactly a barn burner to start with, but okay, we sort of understood it. He had coaching experience. We thought he'd be okay as a DC. It turned out he wasn't, but he basically wasn't there. But you look at the rest of these coaches, it's like, what the hell? Where did they get these guys? From people who, oh, look, he hired Chris Banjo. He's great. Banjo was Westhoff. Westhoff told Glenn to hire him.
Yeah.
And when Westhoff tells you to hire somebody, forget it. Somebody else earlier in here, I saw a comment was saying how Westhoff should have been a head coach. He probably should have been.
He should have been.
And
he kept pissing everybody off, and then like just because of his demeanor and his attitude.
Well, I think it was because Woody couldn't stand him because Westhoff wouldn't put up with his crap, and that's one of the reasons why. But I mean, looking at this thing, you've got a bunch of. He's a first-time head coach. You've got a bunch of guys that you look at and say, "Is his idea that I'll bring in fresh blood and this is going to make a big difference?" And it's like he didn't know. I mean, he's been a coach in the league for a long time. He saw Dan Campbell take over Detroit and how hard it is. Yep. He knew that it's not easy. When you move even to being a coordinator, it's not an easy adjustment. And yet he went out and hired if he's himself is green, he should have had experienced people around him.
Yep.
And he didn't. Now, why couldn't he get him? I don't know. To me, it tells me that he may have the quote unquote respect of the media and stuff. I don't know what kind of respect he's gotten.
Well, if he couldn't get him last year, he's definitely not getting him this year.
Well, that's another thing. Now he could potentially be a lame duck. I mean, some of the names, like getting Jim Leonard as a DC. I mean, I like the idea because obviously I have fond memories of Jim Leonard as a bright guy. He does have background, and obviously Denver thinks highly of him. Mm-hmm. He's not just some schmuck assistant coach. He's a very high level coach there. It's obvious that if Josephs went, which I don't think he's going to get a job, but if Josephs went, he'd probably be the DC in Denver.
Yep. So
there's enough to say he's got potential. This thing about bringing in Frank Reich is interesting. Now, Reich everybody has a mixed bag on him. I have a fairly good, whatever you want, impression of him.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, he's had a lot of bad breaks. He's had a lot of other things. Is he the greatest coach in the world? Is he McDaniels? No, he's not. Or is he McVay or is he Shanahan? No, he's not. But he's a pretty solid one. He's been around a long time.
He's good for quarterbacks too.
He's good for quarterbacks. He's worked with young ones. I mean, I kept hearing they were blaming with Carolina when they drafted Young. Reich got in trouble because he basically didn't want to draft Young. He wanted to draft Stroud.
Yep.
Now you can say Stroud has had his issues and that's whatever, but he still got him into the playoffs. And Young has been he just started showing something recently.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't blame that on him. So you can't put it this way. At this point, it can't hurt. Considering what we had.
Do you like Martindale or no?
I would say no. I kind of like Martindale's. I like his personality. He's another one like Rex. I like his personality. He's kind of a gruff old school guy. He said some funny things and stuff like that. He is an aggressive DC, but is he a good one? I don't know if he is. He wasn't particularly in Michigan.
Nope.
Honestly, compared to like Leonard at Wisconsin, he was a good defensive coordinator. They had
ended poorly with the Giants too.
I'm sorry?
Ended poorly with the Giants too.
Well, he kind of had an interesting thing there. The first year, when Dable hired him, when they went to the playoffs, they had a halfway decent defense, and they had a bunch of garbage on defense. They didn't even really have that many good players. The defense was credible. Was it great? Was it on top defense? No, but it was credible. It was credible enough to get him into the playoffs. Second year, forget it. And he clashed with Dable, and it was a mess. That's the other thing with Martindale. I just can't see him and Glenn.
Nope.
You got these are two alpha people. They're going to be pissing on each other in 5 minutes.
100%.
What I want to see is now, but how are they going to handle this? And again, the situation with the offensive coordinator, and if you are going to try to draft a quarterback, and I have a feeling my take by way, guys, is it's only growing each day. They're going to try to draft somebody. I'm not saying Simpson. I really don't know, but it's going to be whoever that next quarterback is, whoever comes out of the Senior Bowl and
at number 2
combine, either 2 or 16.
Oh Christ!
It's going to be a first round, and it's going to be the Woody Johnson special. They're going to start him. Because Woody is.
That's what I'm afraid of too.
It's too desperate because he's desperate, man. he can't be selling tickets. Based on what I've seen with the Jets sales stat and some things I've heard from friends of mine, I mean, you talk about desperation. You're talking to a salesperson. They're practically crying at you, asking.
They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. They have nobody on this coaching staff you believe in.
Well, that's
free agency is going to be a fiasco.
But think about it. So, right, we're going to come back to Zach Wilson 2.0, which is basically you're bringing a guy in number 2. You don't get the number 1 guy. They got this guy that was hyped that came out of a stupid throw in a pro day and stuff like that. They hyped him. He came into camp, no competition. And there's nobody that's going to convince me that LaFleur and Saleh were that stupid. I just can't believe it.
Yeah, I think that Joe Douglas became enamored with him. I do. What do you think?
The point is they were pushed into it, but I also think it was Woody trying to sell tickets.
No, what I heard was not Joe, but the other guy that they fired first. What was his name? They had said it was LaFleur and the other head of scouting.
Oh, Hogan, not Hogan. Chad Alexander. Hogan. Good. They fired. They said he's a winner. He's definitely.
Yeah, but think about this though. They bring him into camp, right? These guys have been around the league for a while. Saleh, he may not have been a head coach, and LaFleur may not have been an offensive coordinator. But bringing a guy in from friggin' BYU after a COVID season where he had a couple of good things, and they did it based on like one stupid pro day throw, basically. I mean, it was when he really came on fire. Yeah, other teams were high on him supposedly and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, like they mishandled it on so many different levels. They gave him no competition, no better. We know all
That's
that,
the thing, no competition.
But this year they would do it. But this year they would do it differently. You would assume, like, if they go quarterback at, 16, I wouldn't do that either. They have to have a Marcus Mariota, Geno, somebody else in front of them.
But that's what worries me, because the problem is, so let's say they draft, I'm going to use Simpson because it's a name I know right now, right? It doesn't matter. Some quarterback that had a really good, Senior Bowl, combine and everything else becomes the hype guy, right? The problem comes here. I agree with you. They should sit. They're not going to be ready.
Yep.
This is the number 2 guy. None of these guys are that great in this draft, and most people will tell you that. But you've now got Woody, who's faced with all these things. He's faced with Harbaugh being on the Giants. He's faced with New England turning around quickly, and he can't sell tickets. They're not. The calls and stuff that even I'm getting, I haven't had tickets to a Jets game in years or anything really with them other than training camp. And getting these calls and getting emails and stuff, and they're practically desperate, trying to get people.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to do that because they're not going to win with the young quarterback. They can't afford to say they start Ty Simpson week 1, they lose 45-3. The fans are going to check out fast this year.
I agree. The problems. Don't get me wrong, but the problem is if Woody and Jaime are trying to sell tickets, they've got nothing. They've literally.
If they're trying to sell tickets, they should have fired Aaron Glenn.
Well, yeah, but that's the point. They've got nothing there. And even if they fired Glenn and hired a new coach, Glenn was kind of the hype. If you think about it, he was kind of hyped because Glenn was the ex-Jet, the Parcells disciple, who was going to turn around the culture, right? To get Jets fans excited. And we were. I mean, we said, well, this would be great. If he can do this, it'd be great because we need it because this team had no culture. And of course, it didn't work out. But the point is, that was a selling point. Did it sell a lot of tickets? It got some people buying season tickets. I don't know how much it was down, but it wasn't that much. Now they're bleeding.
My concern at quarterback is, say they get a bridge quarterback. I get a feeling because they got to pay this guy, even if he's at number 16, they're going to make him the number 2 quarterback, like they did with Wilson with
Rodgers.
With Rodgers, instead of paying, because Woody didn't want to pay for a backup quarterback because he's already paying $11 million to Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anything happens to the bridge quarterback, they're going to shove this kid right in, and that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, really, the kid should be like a third string quarterback.
100%. That's exactly what should happen.
Yeah. They should have a bridge quarterback. They should have somebody as a backup who's halfway decent. Whether I'm saying Tyrod Taylor, he's probably too hurt. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
he's too injured, or somebody like that. You have it set up, and you give the kid a chance, and you give the kid and because none of these guys are NFL ready. I don't even think Mendoza's between you and starvation. I don't think so either.
But to me, this all I don't even want to talk about draft right now because to me, this all starts in day 1 of free agency. If they can't get a competent bridge quarterback or a competent veteran, this whole plan to me is absolute shit because we know we're in deep trouble. If you can't get in, like people are left, like I don't care if Geno Smith, whoever it is, give me somebody that's a starting quarterback, and then we can talk about things. If they can't do that, and we're stuck looking at Sam Howell or something like that, your starter week 1, we are in such deep trouble because that quarterback's going to play way before he should. We're going to lose a shit. I mean, losing games will be fine because we get number 1 pick next year, but it's going to be a complete disaster.
Well, it'll be ugly for the fans. I mean, as usual. And that's my big concern. I mean, how this is all playing. And unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, there isn't that much coming out of the Jets. It's like in a wall of silence, which can be a blessing and can be a curse. A blessing that we don't have all the shit we've seen in past years. A curse because we don't know what's going on. We don't see it. And you're right. We're not going to see it until free agency. And we're not going to see the draft will tell us.
We'll see. It's like they can impress us by getting Jim Leonard signed. If they can get Jim Leonard in the building, it'd be an impressive move. But if they start settling and like, all right, because I don't know. I have a bad feeling.
The thing is, we need to have some sign of a plan.
Yep.
Hiring a Frank Reich, for example, would tell me that they realize that Engstrand is limited, that even if they do draft a young quarterback, that they need help in there. They did not have good coaching. Now, if they can get somebody as a QB coach, that's great. It's not quite as important, but it would be nice to have. And the other positions. I'm not as worried about the passing game coordinator. I'm not worried about whatever other coaches, wide receivers coach. I'm not quite as worried about that.
I am.
But I want to see a plan. You know what? I want to see something in there where there's a plan. Okay, he's scrambling to hire coaches now. What did he fire out of his 20 coaches? 8, something like that. That's a lot.
Yeah, especially when it involves your coordinators.
And it's funny. Somebody was asking me about that. And he said, in effect, he's fired both coordinators, even if he hasn't.
Two.
And I have never heard of anybody. I don't think I've ever seen a coach. I was trying to think of it. I can't think of a coach firing both of the major coordinators at the same time. I've never seen it.
Well, see, dude, thank you for calling in tonight. We'll wrap this thing up. Great call. And so now you're with Reich or out on Reich? You be good with it?
I'm sorry?
You'd be all for Frank Reich or no?
You know what? Out of the people that are out there and stuff like that, yeah. I mean, if you can get somebody, I'm going to throw out the name Kingsbury. I'm not a big fan of his, but let's say they got a Kingsbury to do it. It may be better. But Reich has experience on multiple levels. He's been a quarterback coach. He knows quarterbacks. He had been one himself. So it can't. Put it this way, it can't be any worse than what we had. It can't be.
Have a good night.
Typical Jets fan cynicism. Take care, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very unique situation now from where you're looking at it.
But everything everyone's talking about, it still comes back full circle. You talk about getting tickets. If you brought in an experienced head coach, you bring life back to the fans, right? Because you know that good coaches will follow him.
Yep.
Who did he bring from anywhere?
Nobody.
Was it Tanner? Tanner was the only coach that he brought with him?
And
came
Hayden.
with him?
Steve Hayden. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. But players, what they have? Isaiah Williams was the only one, and he got him later on.
Yep.
No one followed him here, And if you're doing all these changes now, what's that? What's that telling you? That he can't pick guys. He can't. He doesn't have any.
He blew it.
No one's coming here because of him.
And it's just getting worse.
Harbaugh gets anyone he wants.
Oh.
McDermott would get anyone he wants.
Yep. No,
the only lifesaver right here is if Leonard comes in and becomes successful, it gives hope down the road.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm looking at this because you're not. Yeah. I mean, I think Sirianni did do that. Nick Sirianni did do that. But he's also been winning games every time he's making the playoffs every year too.
No one talks about that's a different thing.
Yeah, this is such a weird spot for the Jets, man. Like I'm not I was talking about this today. I was like, I'm not like the best part of the Jets sucking is I'll spend more money on concerts and vacations. I'm not going to games. Yeah. Like I have no desire to go to games. There's nothing they can do this offseason to change my mind because I don't believe in any of it.
So there isn't. There's nothing. It's just making up stuff to get better. But get rid of the guy. But if you fire him, you got to pay him. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna humiliate him so maybe he quits and you don't have to pay him.
No. And Jack was right. They can actually save money by firing Glenn now because now you have the guys you just fired. You got to pay. Now you're hiring all new ones that are most likely going to get fired in a year. It's just the most ass backwards thing with this team, man.
Not only that, you have no faith in that even if McDermott's available, he's going to go after him.
Nope. Well, dude, but they could prove it now. Like the whole thing is, if you're going to keep Aaron Glenn, then you do whatever it takes to make him be successful. Are the Jets actually going to do that? Are they going to offer Jim Leonard money he can't refuse to come here and coach? Or are they going to say, you know what? We have a budget. You want this? We're the Jets. We're not going to pay you that. If that's your mindset going into this free agency, we're screwed anyway. Then just fire Glenn now, because it's not going to work. And that's the problem. Like, you don't like. I think Woody probably believed in Glenn at first. He saw this train wreck. He's like, you know what? I believe in you. Now I don't so much. You got to earn my trust. I'm going to put limits on everything. And then that's another problem.
Yeah.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
You're paying all these first-time head coaches anyway. Learn your lesson. Okay? Unbelievable. You took Gase and you took him over a guy who's won a Super Bowl. I mean, where's the logic in that?
Dude, it's just.
And
the thing is, like, this whole thing, and it's funny because we didn't hear an entire thing about any of these coordinators or any of these coaching until two prominent veterans were involved. Martindale and Frank Reich, who both have ties to reporters around here and everything else. Now all these leaks come out. But just these two guys, no leaks about absolutely anybody else, which speaks volumes too, right? Because it's just like, to me, it's almost like a negotiating ploy. But man, this is just, I just can't imagine being Engstrand right now. You're the offensive coordinator in New York Jets. You called the plays. You dealt all the nonsense. You had to face the media, face the fans. Now in the offseason, like, oh, you can keep your job, but you can't call the plays. I'm like, fire me. I want out. Like, I don't think you don't trust me. I don't trust you. I want to leave. Like, why would he want to stay here?
Yeah. Yeah. And if I was him, I'd come out and say it's a disgruntled place. There's nothing going on. They don't know what they're doing. I had to get out of there.
I wouldn't blame him, dude. Like, it's just, you don't have to have like that sake of like, this is a very well-run organization. You're getting a feeling it's becoming the opposite. Like, Aaron Glenn was brought in to change the culture, clean it up, like football guys making football decisions. And me, is my stupidity. I'm like, well, having Spielman in the building is gonna make this a lot different. He's a former general manager. He knows how to run an organization or give these guys guidance. And they don't seem like it's making a big difference.
No, but he's just a consultant there, right? He's just a
senior advisor, whatever the hell he is.
Exactly. Instead of being president of operations. But you got Jaime there who probably couldn't even throw a football or recognize a football from a soccer ball. I mean, listen, if you like Jaime because he does things financially, then make him a financial president. That's it. He handles all finances. Put a guy who knows football, knows how to run a team, who's done it before, but never someone who's done it before on anything, anything. I
agree.
And that's the thing. Always on the cheap, and you're gonna make a big splash. I got these guys, and it's cheap, but it's backfired every single time. And what are you gonna do?
You're right. But it's like and have like prominent people, like they're always saying, well, it's got to be, you want like you said, Jaime's a finance guy. Well, if you want somebody out of there, but make it Curtis Martin. I don't give a shit. Curtis Martin's always wanted to run a team. Like, you know what? When John Lynch took over, like, oh, he's this, he's that. Listen, man, it's get football guys in the building and move Woody and these guys further and further away from this whole process, because it's just not going to work. And now we sit and wait. This whole how the Jets and how the Jets work. When this Frank Reich thing came out, I'm sure they weren't sure that these leaks would come out about Tanner Engstrand's roles and responsibilities. And now the Jets are panicking. Oh, we can't do this. We can't do that. We can't do this. It's like they're going to, there's all this negativity surrounding the team. They're going to try ways to pivot and make it sound better. It's never going to end.
The usual. Oh, this team, I'd never seen them react so well with this guy, and then this guy, the team was so happy he became the coach. Yeah. Wow.
No, and they had Dimitrov in the building. He's one of the first guys they interviewed, wasn't he?
Exactly. Yeah.
They had these guys. It's like when the guy's too established and too prominent, they're overqualified for the Jets. Like, no, we can't have you, man. You actually know too much.
They don't want to give them the power, and
or
that's
the
problem. Or the money. Okay, because this guy could tell him go F yourself at any given time because I've done it before. You haven't. Okay.
Yeah, like the Falcons just did it with Matt Ryan. Give it to Curtis Martin. Let him do it. I don't care. Yeah. It's got to change something here. But the way they're handling this now, it's very hard to have any kind of faith with how they're handling this coaching staff. And then you're only you're about a month and 6 weeks away from free agency. Yeah. Just good luck. We're gonna be talking about friggin' Sam Howell against Mike White.
I'm just waiting for when Woody takes the call at free agent at the draft. Welcome to the team. I'm glad, we're looking forward to having you on the team.
Nobody's more excited than me. I watched all your tape. You're a great player.
Hey, speak to my son. He wants to say hi.
Speak to my brother, Chris. Who?
Okay. Exactly. Chris, who takes calls from people. I mean, really, if you look at it, who in their right mind would say something bad about somebody else on the phone that won't get back to that person? You think that Peyton Manning was going to say that Gase, he was horrible?
Nope.
Come on.
Dude, it's a joke, man.
Use common sense. My God, what do you do all day? Bang your head on the table? I mean, you got the other guy who said, I want to work with Darnold, and he's a Super Bowl winning coach who also coached up Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
What is it that you don't comprehend? You got a guy whose eyes are going opposite of each other, and Peyton Manning says he's.
I'll never forget that press conference.
I'm becoming Bubs now. You just got me. Unbelievable.
So the comment is, fans overrated Engstrand. It's good that AG is man enough to hold the staff accountable. Then fire him. If he didn't do a good enough job, you fired Wilkes for doing a bad job. If you don't like him, fire him. It's not hard.
All these guys should have been fired right off the bat,
including Glenn.
Yeah, that's
because it's a fact, dude. The fact that your first time head coach after 1 year is firing your prominent position spots on his staff means he's probably in over his head, and you know what's going to happen this year.
It should just been your assistants. Your DC and OC should have been quality guys. Your assistants could have changed. No one would have said a damn word about it.
What a disaster.
Yeah.
All right. So we've talked about a lot of losing. We've talked a lot about poor coaching, all this. But one of our callers, one of my favorite callers, is a Seahawk fan of all things. And when he first got Sam Darnold, he wasn't excited about it. After he wasn't. Jose was not happy with Sam Darnold. He's like, oh, this is ridiculous.
I'm sure he's loving it now.
And now here he is. He's probably smiling. You gotta move your camera down. We can't see you, man.
Yes. I am smiling, but can we go back to Jets for a minute? Because I want to compare this to real life. So, my mom has a city job as a secretary.
Okay.
The city, I have 2 or 3 other secretaries. The city is now under new management.
Yep.
Management who have no idea what they're doing because it's their first time. So they fired one of the secretaries. God knows for what reason. The other secretary was so mad she quit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the one that does payroll. So yesterday, guess what my mom was doing on Sunday? Going to work, doing payroll, while the whole house
Just burn it down.
was watching the game because my stepdad is a Rams fan. So
Your stepdad's a Rams fan?
yes.
Oof.
So we're trying not to kill each other.
That's gotta be a tense situation.
And she's at work. So yeah. The Jets are like a city job.
We gotta see this. Now we have Seahawk fans talking shit to us, Afram. This is what we're getting now.
No,
He can.
So Jose, what are you doing for Super Bowl, Jose? You're gonna have a big party?
Oh, I'm just gonna watch it with no volume
No volume.
because I hate the con
What channel is the Super Bowl? Is that CBS or Fox?
NBC.
On NBC? Oh, with Collinsworth and
Yes.
I turned the volume off too.
Hey, you know, on a side note, Tom Brady's getting really good, man.
Yes,
Tom
he
Brady's
is.
analysis is really good, man. It's like he's really become a good broadcaster.
Yes.
At least he's not an ass kisser like Collinsworth, where he kisses everyone's ass on that.
So Brady breaks it down. He gives you the
Breaks it
whole
down,
like.
yeah. I'll give
gives
him
you-
that.
Yeah. So Jose, do you have a Sam Darnold jersey yet or what?
No.
Come on, man. You supporting him? You believe in him?
I believe in JSN.
Dude, Sam Darnold's playing well, man. But Jose, you got to keep this in mind now. All Jet fans are on your side. We're rooting for you to win, Sam Darnold to win, and to beat the almighty Patriots.
Oh no. Oh no. Don't give us that curse.
Let us down, Jose. You let us down. We're gonna have big problems with you.
Don't give us that curse.
No, it's the curse. You have to help. You have to help Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl. Because if not, Afram's gonna be all over you.
What's it me?
I'm going. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Jose?
I'm
He's
You're happy.
yes, I'm happy.
Yeah, I've never experienced that before, so I couldn't tell you.
No, yeah.
Can't relate.
We got the wrong green on us.
Yeah, I can't even get a freaking 500. I can't even get freaking 8 wins.
We get 4 wins.
We can't get a relevant game in November. Fucking by Halloween. Jesus.
The Jets won't get through next year.
Oh. Jose, good to talk to you, man. Congratulations. We're very excited for you.
Tyson,
Yes, sir.
you asked me a month ago
Mm-hmm.
who I thought would be in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you the Seahawks and the Patriots.
See? Prognosticator.
Good night, guys.
Have a good night, man.
Good night, Jose.
Love
Good
you,
luck, my
buddy.
friend.
Love you too, man. Then you
Love
think
you.
about this though. Look at David. Gonna wash another 3-win season next year with 2 beers dish. It's just, but think about he's going through these next 2 weeks of all this excitement, Super Bowl, can we win it? All this. We don't even have our season's over by October every year. We don't even get to November, December. We're done and this year probably early September.
And then we have to wait the entire next 3 months after. And whatever.
Well, and maybe we get surprised. Maybe they sign Jim Leonard. They get that deal done. They don't. You never know.
I mean, if they were enamored by Martindale, he would have been signed. Like all these other teams didn't wait for Leonard because they didn't want to wait for the playoffs.
Maybe the snow disrupted the conversation. It threw Aaron Glenn's presentation off. He didn't know how to present in ice and cold. He wasn't used to it.
We'll see.
You have nothing.
I have nothing. This is a very depressing time with this team. It's just the incompetence is just overwhelming.
It's very, again, there's a lot of content creators like to make it exciting content and this and that. And I genuinely just can't do it. I tried this weekend. I'm going to rally around this and say how they're going to ace free agency. I couldn't even do that. I made I deleted it. I didn't even post it.
I mean, I watched all these other, you could look for positives, but really it stems from the organization. It's just there's nothing. This owner just doesn't understand. He needs to step back and let these guys who know how to run a team run the team. Yep. You're not the smartest man in the room. You're not. Nope. You're far from it, and it just holds you back. Now they didn't break me because I've been watching since '78. They didn't break me. It's just the incompetence, and you hear some of these other guys. They're not going to go. Don't go to the Jets. And that's bad reporting. You shouldn't say that, but whatever. Let them say whatever they want. I still root for my team. But it's just the guy's 78 years old. You would think, out of just common sense, where's your common sense? Look at what happened in these past 15 years. Do you see the common denominator, what it is?
Him.
If Jet fans can see the common denominator, okay, 15-year-olds can see the common denominator, 10-year-olds can see the common denominator. When are you going to get it through your thick skull that what you're doing is not working?
Yep.
Okay? It hasn't worked in a long time. You needed to put someone here with experience and let them build this team up. You chose not to.
I cannot wait. Because doesn't Woody Johnson meet the media at the owners meeting by the Super Bowl? When is it? The Super Bowl, I think they have it. When is it? They have it's coming up. Yeah. I cannot wait for Woody Johnson to answer the question. Please explain to us why you kept Aaron Glenn as a head coach. Is he going to say he's coaching where football is going? What is he going to? Yeah. How is he going to explain? He's going to have all these weeks to prepare for his. He has weeks to prepare for this press conference. And he's going to completely blow it. The NFL Combine. That's right. That's when they do.
No one blocked our field goals. That was a great accomplishment.
He has all this time to figure out how to present his case to keep Aaron Glenn, and he's gonna completely screwed up. He is.
Yeah, but they need journalists that are not beat writers to really pound them.
Oh, I would love it.
Okay, that's what they need.
Give me 3 questions.
You've got 3 wins. What did you? This all these little things have not improved your team. It's all about wins, Mr. Johnson.
Yep.
Nothing you've told us is telling us that this team moving forward is going to get more wins.
No, your best players all regressed. Explain that one.
Yeah. Simple as that.
This is a good one. Coach told me not to watch the last 5 weeks of the season, so I didn't. Oh. Well, Afram, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Sorry to bring you down once again. You seemed excited at first, and now you're beaten and dazed.
No, it's just you love this team so much that you want nothing but the best, and it's not in your control, and there's nothing I can do about it. But every one of this fan, whether they say that we're too negative or they agree with us, they're fans and they want nothing but the best for this team.
Oh, 100%.
It's just we just don't see any. I don't see any glimmer of hope with what they're currently doing.
Nope.
It really doesn't. There's just there's no rhyme or reason of what they're doing. I hope Reich says, "Look, I'll take the job, but I don't want to be the OC. I will mentor him and help him out." And I know, but I mean that would be put it right onus on them. But they didn't even bring him in yet, so I don't even know what's going on.
To answer this question, do I think Patty Pimlet got robbed with the eye poke? I don't. I think it's unfortunate that it happened. I think Patty Pimlet should have changed his game plan for getting his ass beat and try to go for a submission and try to bring the fight to the ground because he couldn't stand with Justin Gaethje. I like him too. I think his game plan was terrible. That's kind of where I was at. And Volkanovski, man, I hope he does. I'm a big Volkanovski fan. I hope he does right up for the title. Just end the career on a high note and move on because it'd be great. So we'll see what happens. It was a great fight, though. It was definitely a great fight. It was great. It was sloppy, but Pimlet took a beating, man. It's questionable there. So after you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. It's just the UFC on Saturday.
MMA, UFC. No, I didn't watch it, unfortunately. I didn't even know it was on. My fault. You should remind me.
Listen, man, I can only do so many things. I'm sitting here bashing Aaron Glenn every day.
Oh, it takes you that how long does it take you to send a text, for God's sakes?
But thank you guys for joining us. There's so many different channels to watch, and I've been really negative for like 3 weeks now, so I appreciate you guys still tuning in because I'm completely fed up. So have a good night, and tomorrow night, Ian's channel, which will be interesting because he's trying so hard to embrace all this. Will be 7 o'clock at his channel, and then back here next week. So talk to you guys later.
Good night, everyone.
You say good night. You're so kind.